What's up guys, Andres here, also known as Madchia, also known as Bovine. Hopefully you can see me. Long story short, I let somebody borrow my lights. So right now we're left with just the room light. But I guess it kind of fits, you know, the Halloween. So happy Halloween to everybody if you're watching this on the drop of this. Anyways, as you see in the title, today I want to break down this kind of a 80s R&B style soundy beat. So without wasting any more of your time, here's a quick preview of it. Then we'll get into the breakdown. Let's go. Alright y'all, so first thing I did was pull up East-West Opus. I put up these strings right here. This is from the Hollywood Strings Diamond Pack, and I came up with a simple chord progression. Right after that, I pulled up Keyscape and I pulled up this upright piano. What I meant to say is I pulled up the electric grand piano, not the upright. And just copied the same chords from the strings, blended them together. So next up, I pulled up Atmosphere. I pulled up the Moog Square O-Dub bass. Or OW bass. I didn't do too much to it. As you can see here, I have just an EQ. I have the EQ on a bus, or you know, some would call it a chain. Basically what I'm doing is I'm getting a copy of the bass line, and this one I'm taking out that low end so it's not fighting with the low end. I'm affecting just the high end on the bass here. And right here I just have OTT, and then I have this free plugin called Wider, which is basically just spreads the audio to the stereo field. And I have this maxed out just because I really wanted that bass to sound huge and drawn, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this beat is very simple. The main things driving it is the bass and the drums and a couple vocals here and there. When you're not having so many counter melodies, I feel like there's ways to at least get this beat more texturalized than simply adding melodies and counter melodies on top. So with that, let's go ahead and give this bass line a listen now. The bass here is just following the root notes of the chord progression. Next element is I put up this glockenspiel from Atmosphere. I don't have the MIDI, but all I did was freehand a top melody on top of all these elements I have already. But I flattened it to audio as well as the strings because I was starting to get some CPU issues. But just know when you're doing these top melodies, just kind of, you know, go freely with the ear and just do what feels right, sounds right. Alright guys, next up is I make this drum break from Opus, which is by East-West. Once again, I flattened the audio here, but I believe the drum kit I used was a 60s drum kit by Opus. I'm pretty sure that's the one I used. This drum pattern, flattened it, and then I soft clipped it, made the drums hit, and this is what it sounds like. I'm just gonna play the drums solo for you just so you can hear them. They sound pretty, in my opinion, realistic hitting. So let's go ahead and give them a listen now. I added those little perks at the end just for fun. I feel like it fit the vibe though. Now let's hear the drum break with everything that I've added so far. Alright guys, like I said, this beat's very simple. We only got 2 more elements. Next up was this vocal sample I got off of Splice. All I did to it here, as you can see, was just I EQ'd it a bit. I took some of that low end out, took some of that like that mid high, boosted the high end just a tad bit, and this is what it sounds like. Now let's add that into the beat now. And last but not least, just for fun, I added my own voice in here. It's me just up to the mic and going, I'm just so lost. But what I did do to my voice is I put micro shift on here, which is kind of like a doubler effect. So let's just hear the vocal dry real quick. I've been so lost. There's a little bit of warping going on. Okay, now we add the micro shift on. I've been so lost. If you have FabFilter Pro Q3, they have a preset here called Phone. It gives that great effect of well, obviously the phone, but just this it does really good for ad-libs, I would say, as well, if you're mixing vocals. So let's hear it with that now. I've been so lost. And last but not least is I'm running a bus channel here with Echo Boy Jr., which is a delay plugin. I've been so lost. And yeah guys, that completes this beat. Really simple, super vibey, gives me that nice 80s R&B style feel, especially with the electric grand piano. I feel like that was one of the main instruments back then. Let me know who you hear on this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what other type of beat videos you want me to make in the future. Without that, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you don't know, I do have a Discord server where I have samples. This one is on there as well. For you to download, all you got to do is join the Discord, then go to the brought to you by section. There is brought to you by Bovine loops. There is a beats for sale that I do have. You can download as well for free, but just know if you're gonna use them, you gotta buy at least. I go through BeatStars, as well as some loop kits that I have. I have 2 loop kits up there. You can download them right now. Also, real quick, I am a rapper. I have 2 songs that came out recently. One is called Loud Mouth. The other one's called Tell Me. They're on all streaming platforms. Link for that will be in the description as well. But besides that, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. And this has been Andres Madchia Bovine. Let's go ahead and give this beat a full listen now. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.